Hello again, and today I'm just going to run through how I cut the hips to high impact polystyrene I used to make some droids and all that with. So just an example, this is a part of a K9's head from Dave Everett's plans. So I've just printed that out on a bit of A3 paper. Some of the plans, a lot of the plans come out on A1 or A0 paper, but it's the same principle. So, this is 3 mils hips. As you can see, it's a bit of glare there. This is the glossy side, and that's the matte side. Normally the sheets I get have a clear film on top of this, but because this is a scrap bit, it's been taken off. So I'll just cut out these two using a slightly different method. First up, I'm just going to trim these just to get the bits that I want to do. Ideally, so we won't do that one. You don't want to cut right to the line. You want to give yourself a little bit of room there. So we'll just see. So we'll see that, we'll just glue that onto there. So I'm just using this spray adhesive. This is, it says it's acid free, fast dry. Just experiment with the ones that you're going to be good. Since this doesn't have the plastic on it, you want it to clean up pretty easily. You don't get anything with too much grip. This is from our local cheap shop. So I'm just going to mark out roughly here. That's where I want to put the spray, so I'll put some spray on the back and some spray on there. I normally do this outside just so I don't get everything covered. Nothing too fancy. So we don't want too much on it to make everything soggy. So, yeah, it's sort of tacky. You can leave it a little bit longer if you wanted to. Oh, it's a bit close there on that edge. I should have been a bit further away there. Hopefully that won't cause me too much problem. So that's that. We just leave that to dry for a couple of minutes. So this piece here I'm just going to cut out with a, I think this is a, I don't know if it's an olive. So it's a lock and retractable blade. I think these are called 18mm blades. You want something with a good lock on it, because you can put a little bit of effort into it. So I'll do this side with that, and the other side, this is so it's an olive PCS, so this is a blade specifically for cutting plastic. Same thing, it's just so I've built 3 styrene droids. I've basically cut all them out with a normal knife, and then I discovered this and I've used it for other smaller styrene builds, so that's okay. There's a kerf, I think it's called a kerf, that's about 0.5 mm, so you just got to allow for that, where this blade's is next to nothing, so you don't have to worry about the curve. Just something to keep in mind. Because I'm not keen on going to the hospital getting stitches, this is these are cut-proof gloves. There's lots of different manufacturers. These are the ones that I just get from my safety shop here locally. I've had a couple lucky escapes and some cuts, but no need for stitches. But yeah, you'll feel the blade hitting your hand, and if you're hard enough, you'll feel it. It might even leave a bruise, but it's a lot better than deep cut. So, really recommend using cut-proof gloves. I only have it on the hand that I'm going to hold stuff with. You can have it on the other hand. So, longer cuts, I just use a. This is 1.2 metre long. Would have been nicer if it's a bit longer, but it just has a handle. So that's good for, because I use 2.4 metre by 1.2 metre wide sheets. This is good for cutting the sheets up into smaller sizes. The blade does cut into the aluminium a little bit, so after 100 or so cuts, it's possibly not as straight as it should be, but it's okay. So to start with, you just we'll just cut this out. So I'll just do 4 or 5 light cuts, and then just continually getting deeper and deeper till you're about halfway through. And just line that up on the line. I'm just pushing a little bit harder, but it's still not a lot of force to, otherwise it's going to run off and everything else. So. That's mostly about halfway through. Blade's a bit. So I just, while I'm here, just have a craft mat under there, just so I'm not destroying the table. So this, see that? Actually not, the end's broken off that blade, so just gonna snap the blade off. Okay. So this is a curved bit, so hopefully my head doesn't get in the way, because I have to get a bit closer to it. You can't use a blade, a ruler. So I'm just following the curve around. I'll just extend it past there. I'm just going to break this and that once I cut through. And it's a bit nicer now with a sharp blade. just so I don't break this edge, I'm just going to cut here. That's about halfway through. So there's the cup there. I can, okay. So now I'll just do the other sides. Because this is a smaller bit, I'll just grab it with some pliers. There you go, so that's our part. I'll cut the other bit with the olive cutter. This wants to tear the paper. So I'm going to allow for the kerf on this one. Down that bit. So that's that bit cut out. So we'll do the bottom. I'll try without the knife. Because you can't start the blade right at the end, there's always a little bit you got to go back on. And so that's gone all the way through. you go. So there is less effort using this knife, using the plastic knife than this. Having said that, I find I get more accuracy with this knife. So we'll cut this step out. Now with little pieces like this, tend to cut out with a coping saw. So with the coping saw it gives you a nice 90 degree or a nice angle there. So as you can see, it's still left, because you don't cut all the way through, it leaves an edge along there. So I use these cabinet scrapers to clean up the edge. You can use a steel ruler with a new steel ruler with a sharp edge on it. This one's a bit blunt, but I'll show you there. So you can go. It just gets the edges off. Of course, you can always use a knife as well. But I have slipped with this using this method and cut myself a couple times, so I'm a bit reluctant to use that knife like that. I get better feel with these blades. So you don't want to get too pedantic, cutting to the exact line. I'm not going to say near enough is close enough, but as long as it's on the line. Here I've just missed the line a little bit. So we can just use a file. That was a flat bastard. You can even go coarser. And so this is a coarser file. This is a flat bastard too. That's a lot coarser file. Normally you do this down on a bench or something, but because I'm filming, so that's got it right to the line. you can use like a, what's this one? A second cut. So these are all metal working files. So a second cut file is a lot finer. You could use that if you wanted to really fine tune the edges. So then once you're done, just peel it off. It's still a bit tacky there and still got some paper on it. So you can use isopropyl alcohol to clean this off, or methylated spirits. Just try both. I wouldn't use acetone or turpentine or kerosene. Even white spirits might be a bit. I don't know how that will affect the plastic, but methylated spirits or isopropyl alcohol do a good job. That's all cleaned up, ready to go. There's a slight burr on the top. So you can't pick it up on the camera. Get a little bit of a burr from where the knife cuts through the plastic and pushes it up out of the way. So there we go. So one last thing, I guess, because when we cut out our heap of parts, we want to write on the back, head, top, side, forward. That's all ready to go and do a K9 head. Now, in some of the plans, I'll draw on here. In some of Dave's plans, he has dash lines. Well, that sort of often means where another part's going to glue together. He might have two dash lines on the plan like that, and that sort of saying that you need to glue the part like that. So to make them permanent, you just want to get run the knife down it once without too much pressure. Oh, I'm doing this in a hurry. Just run your Sharpie or whatever down there. And then if you do it carefully enough, you'll see that line that matches up with the plans, whether it means gluing there or whether on K9 you have to do a lot of chamfering on some of the pieces, so you might draw a line there and that means you have to chamfer to it. So I'll give an example of that. It's we might need to put a chamfer on that, so we can work away with the file. Take the burr off. I guess hopefully you can see that. Yeah, that's got an angle on it. So quite often, especially with the K9 build, you do that so the panel can be at an angle. So thank you, that's about it. As you can see, you do make a little bit of a mess and you clean that up. If you want, you can collect some of the shavings and all that, and then you can put that in your weld on tree or your delimonine, and then that will make a slurry. So instead of being thin glue, it will be like a paste, a gluey, maybe like consistency of thin cream, and then that helps for filling gaps. If you've got a bit of a gap there, you can put that in and it'll help fill the gap. Okay, I forgot to mention how to cut 1mm hips. Well, it's the same as a 3mm. Here's some 1mm hips that I've got a bit of a scrap. Same principle, you'd glue the pattern on there, but obviously being 1mm, a lot of lace cuts. So that's like 3 light cuts and it's done. Clean up is the same. So the piece that we just cut out, we'll just have a look, see where it fits inside K9's head, and I'll explain a bit of an issue that I got with the piece that I cut out. So top part of K9's head with the servos for the ears. This is the piece that we cut out. That goes there, and it's way too big. That's because when I printed the pattern out for this in Adobe, I had the printer set to A3 paper because I thought the plans were in A3. And when I went to print it, I told it to fit the page, so it fitted the page. So it, because the plans are actually A4 size, it made it about 130% bigger. So what I should have done was just selected actual size, and it would have fitted out to 100%. So there's something to look out for when you're printing out these plans, or any plans. If you've not seen my other videos about the inside of K9, so everything's styrene. Most of it is 3mm styrene. the whole build is 3mm. The tops, because it's curved, let's raise the camera. Because this top section is curved, that's 3 layers of 1mm styrene glued on top of each other to get the curve, because it's pretty hard to bend the 3mm. Top of the head is the same, and the side of K9's head is 1mm as well. I can't remember if that's just one layer or a couple of layers of 1mm. So these are my 3 large styrene builds. We've got the K9, R5 and R2.